The last thing that you have to know about blood typing is what's called the Rh factor. The Rh factor is how people, when people say that they're O positive or O negative or A positive or A negative, the Rh factor is another antigen. Okay, so just like you have A antigens and B antigens that give you blood type, the Rh factor is another antigen, and if you have the Rh factor, you're considered positive, and if you don't have the Rh factor, okay, so no Rh factor, then you're negative. So a person who has type A blood, okay, like right here, so these guys are all type A blood. If you were A positive, your blood cells would actually look like this. You would have another antigen on the outsides of your red blood cells. So this person is A positive because they have the triangle for the A antigen, and then this is the Rh antigen. We kind of just draw it as a squiggly line, but it's just another shape, so it's another protein on the outsides of your red blood cells. So an A positive person would have the Rh factor, and a negative person would just look like this. They would only have the A antigens. They would have no Rh antigens on the outsides of their cells. A person who is B positive then, so if these are our B cells over here, because they're squares, so a person who's B positive would also have the Rh factor on the outsides of their cells. So this would be a B positive person. This would be a B negative person. They would just have the B antigen and no Rh antigen. So then a person who has AB blood, they have both the A and the B antigen. If they were AB positive, they would also have the Rh factor on them. So they would have all three antigens to be AB positive. Okay? And then a person who's negative, AB negative, would just have the A and the B antigen. They would have no Rh. And then an O person, because they have no other antigens, if they are O positive, they will have the Rh only on them. Okay, so an O positive person will just have the Rh antigen. An O negative person has nothing. They have no antigens at all. No A, no B, and no Rh factor. Okay, so the negative people in their plasma will have an antibody against the positives, so against the Rh factor. So like an O negative person will have, they'll have A antibodies, they'll have B antibodies, okay, and then they'll have something that would attach itself to the Rh factor if the Rh factor came into their bloodstream. So they would have kind of like a squiggly one that would fit that if it came in. So only the negative people have the antibody for the Rh factor. The positive people do not, because if the positive people had that in their bloodstream, it would attack their own blood.